Marcellus.
100.
Get us started. Did Patrick Mahomes prove he's the best player in the NFL?
No, did not conclude that, did not prove that. You got to respect how you become even in that conversation, let alone the one who we had deemed the best player in football, who's going to win MVP this year, Lamar Jackson. It wasn't after one game. So why would we take that away from him after one game? So you got to have a body of work that supports that. You don't even enter that conversation, let alone be the one who's on the throne at this present moment, which is Lamar Jackson. Now, let's respect how Patrick Mahomes lost that status in the eyes of some. Injuries, as you said, greatest ability is availability. That's part of the conversation. And not looking exactly like himself over the course of this season, especially the latter half. So there was an opportunity. Lamar Jackson seized that opportunity and seized it in his first year in a new system with Greg Roman. First year. And if we want to talk about just splitting hairs, because this is truly a coin flip, what flavor do you like more? Last year, we saw Patrick Mahomes come up short of what we thought this team could have been. He came up short, and he didn't ditch his system. He didn't ditch his philosophy, and he still held that title until someone came and took it from him. So for me, it's still Lamar Jackson, best player in this league.
Best player, I can't put any quarterback as the best player in the league. Like, I want a football player to be the best player in the league. It's like
quarterback's not a football player. Stop it, Mark.
No, quarterback. Listen, my thought process when it comes to the best football player, you are completely dependent on the five guys in front of you being successful. It's a dependent position. All positions are dependent. There's no question. All positions are. But to me, there's so many guys that have to do their job. Put him behind an average offense. Does he elevate it? Yeah, I think he's one of the great players we have in this league. But I have a tough time saying any quarterback is the best football player. Because there's a lot more that goes into the best football player than being the best quarterback. If you want to make an argument that he's the best quarterback in the league, then I'm not going to argue that point with you. But the best football player?
Well, all things considered, because we already know the dependency levels. Look, if you're a long snapper, you don't depend on anything.
That's a semantics thing with me that really irritates me.
He's like,
it's like the Heisman Trophy. The Heisman Trophy seems to always go to the quarterback. Is he the best player in college football? I would say no. He just gets the most attention because he plays quarterback. Patrick Mahomes is a freak show. There is no question about it. But you look at that offense. I mean, give me another offense that can 90% of the time get five guys out in the pattern and hold up front to let those guys do their work.
It ain't all just holding up. It's like when you played with John Elway. It didn't matter whether you held up or not. John Elway.
Which is a great point, because when they don't hold up, that guy extends the play, and then the second reaction plays happen, and they're huge.
And that's what Mahomes does.
And Lamar.
Yes.
Closest thing we've seen to Elway.
Well, I agree with you. I never thought Lamar was the best player in the league. I think Russell Wilson. I think Patrick Mahomes. And I like to go back to what New England, as far as Mahomes, make the analogy a little bit with Tom Brady. Remember when he was winning all those Super Bowls at the beginning? I don't even think he was even going to the Pro Bowl. And so his numbers this year, it doesn't matter. But when he got to the playoffs, it was lights out. It was ready, time to roll. And this is what happened yesterday. And I'm so happy that Patrick was put in a situation like this, because I said it on our show a couple weeks ago. Like, you used to be my homie, now you act like you don't know me. In fact, Mahomes can play ball. He is really a good football player.
Next level.
And so if I'm starting picking teams, I want a guy like this. I want a guy like Russell Wilson, Lamar Jackson. I just think there's so much bandwidth. Things have to go. The running game has to be on point for him to be at his best. Where Patrick Mahomes, it can go either way. Those great quarterbacks can go either way. Nothing against Lamar Jackson. But, yeah, I'll take that.
I still contend Lamar is the MVP this season.
Yes.
Sure. I've always contended, though, Patrick Mahomes is the better quarterback, better football player. And Mark, to your point, because you've irritated me, down 24-0. Let's take Zach Martin. He may be the best football player. You want him or Patrick Mahomes down 24-0?
I understand. Again, it's semantic.
Luke Kuechly.
Yeah.
He might be the best football. You down 24-0. Who you want, him or Patrick Mahomes?
Well, it depends on what contest we're having. Like Aaron,
I want to win.
Aaron Donald against man-on-man against man-on. Like,
they're playing a football. Aaron Donald's a great example. Down 24-0. Who you want, Mahomes or Aaron Donald?
Of course you want Mahomes because he's going to touch the ball every single time.
Well, that's
there you go.
It doesn't make him the best. It doesn't make him the best football player.
Most valuable player, then. How about that? If that makes it easier for you.
Absolutely.
The most valuable player.
I have no problem with that.
I thought Lamar's the most valuable.
Lamar is. Don't even go there.
What are we doing
Patrick
right
Mahomes
here?
is the most dominant player at his position right now in football, and we just saw proof of it.
I don't know.
yesterday.
Did y'all watch that Tennessee game? I understand that they got
That's a
beat
good
and it was
point.
surprising.
That's a good
point.
Lamar Jackson had 508 total yards in the losing
Scored 12
effort.
points.
Hey. We had injuries at the tight end
Scored
position,
12
injuries at the running back position. They couldn't shift gears fast enough. But
12
508 total yards
This
in
other
a losing
kid,
effort?
the kid in red, put up 21 in the second quarter. This guy couldn't put up 12 points all game. He put up 12 points all game.
He put up 28.
28
in the second
quarter.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
No, I'm
Not
talking
20.
about Lamar got beat. He 500 yards. It led to 12 points. They got beat 28
But that's lending
to 12.
itself to Lamar. To Mark's point, it's greater than just one individual. It's a team effort.
Yeah.
So Lamar does the most you can
it's
do
a
at this
team
position.
Let's take Mitchell
Hey, it's a
Schwartz.
team
Let's take
game.
Mitchell Schwartz out of that game. You think the Chiefs still win? Let's take Patrick Mahomes out of that game and leave Mitchell Schwartz in, the Chiefs' right tackle.
You take all right.
Again, so you can talk about all these other players.
But
that
you
are
can take
better
Kelsey out the
football
game
players.
and they don't win. And Kelsey's not the best player.
They picked up.
You can
they
take
win without Kelsey. They got a better chance without him.
They picked up Matt Moore off the street. Didn't they go undefeated with him playing quarterback?
No,
no,
they lost one game. But
did
you're
they?
right. They played well. They
Right,
lost to Green Bay, I think. But all right, let me quit being irritated. Should the Chiefs? Vegas now has Chiefs as the favorites to win the Super Bowl. Should they be?
Yeah. Just by coaching experience alone, we've been talking about a lot. Who's the best? Who's the most valuable on the field? Let's talk about just on the sidelines. Andy Reid is going to go against what's left in the field. First-year coach, second-year coach, third-year coach. Inexperienced in terms of these opportunities where we are at this stage in the game. So I think that you just have to look at Andy Reid, well-oiled machine, not being compromised in the second quarter, down 24 points. This team is fully capable and ready and has the defense it needs. So, yeah, I'm going with the Chiefs.
I think the Chiefs, just looking at their offensive weaponry and the different ways that they can beat you, they're just a tough matchup for anybody. You look at the NFC, though, right now. I mean, Green Bay, the way they can get after a quarterback with both Preston Smith and Zadarius Smith and Clark. You look at San Francisco, the way they're built up front. That's a great matchup, but I'm telling you, the fact that you can get 5 dudes out, and I'm not just talking about 5 guys. I'm not talking about a guy like me out there running around going, hey, I'm open, you know. I'm talking about 5 guys that can absolutely eviscerate you in man-to-man coverage.
Yeah.
Like 5 guys that will win instantly off the line of scrimmage, but also have the ability to change a route. And you see Travis Kelce do it all the time where he's covered up wherever, it's a zone, whatever it is, and he's just manipulating, getting himself out, giving a target. Like, I just think, look at them offensively. The fact that they can do those things, they do it better than anybody else. And obviously, like you said, they have the quarterback that can deliver it at any time.
Yeah, I love the Chiefs now more so. We knew what they could do on offense, but the defensive side of the ball, they're getting it done. And that's why I think, for sure, they should be able to beat the Tennessee Titans next week. I mean, just stack line scrimmage, shut down the big Clydesdale in the backfield and Henry. But I'm scared of the San Francisco 49ers. I think the San Francisco 49ers are more of a complete team than the Kansas City Chiefs right now. That defensive front four that they have there with Bosa and D Ford coming back now, that was huge. Yeah. And you saw what they did. When those guys, you can get pressure on a quarterback with just 4 guys and drop everybody out and pass. You can cover.
You can
cover people.
Robert Saleh is their defense coordinator. He told me once in a meeting, he goes, I can put 5 guys that are all first-round draft choices on my defensive line. Yeah. You got D Ford, you got Armstead, you got Buckner, you've got Nick Bosa, and oh, by the way, the 3rd overall pick was Solomon Thomas, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you can put 5 guys out there. They're all
they're so dangerous. Think about the offensive side of the ball, too.
But Jimmy Garoppolo will throw you 3. Can you catch him?
Yes.
Well,
that's the only thing, but they can run the football. And that's Shanahan, and and you were part of it.
Yeah.
I mean, that running scheme that they have you just plug and play. Remember when Elway and all that, just handed the ball off. Nothing against those running backs. Phil Davis is a Hall of Fame football player, but it seemed like anybody they put back there was going to get 1,000 yards. Mostert, the running back, Breda, Tevin Coleman. And now Kittle had 16 yards receiving, and they blew him out. I mean, that you talk about hitting at all different angles. They're not relying on just one aspect on offense to go with that defense. So they scare me.
I'm going to play the other side and agree with Tony about the 49ers. Let's say Robert Saleh's, did I say that last? Saleh last. He and Kyle Shanahan, that combination. I'm just sorry. I would rather have that combination than Andy Reid and Spagnuolo. I really would. And Kyle Shanahan, to me, is the hottest coach going in football right now, all season and going into this. I thought it was Sean Payton, but it's clearly Kyle Shanahan. Their defense they're the one defense that I think is built to defend the Chiefs. With Richard Sherman in the secondary, their front 7, they're going to put pressure on you with 4 and be able to take the other 7 guys and cover. And then when I look at Kyle Shanahan as a play designer on the offensive side of the ball, I think the 49ers should be the favorites. Obviously, I'm rooting for the Chiefs. Obviously, I think the Chiefs can play with them. Patrick Mahomes is a difference maker between the 2 quarterbacks, and there is an advantage. But I like the coaching combination better in San Francisco.
I love the coaching combination, and and Kyle Shanahan is as good. I think he's the best play caller, best play designer. I think one thing that he does an exceptional job of is when you watch them, everything looks the same, but everything is different, right? It all comes out of a base, and it all looks identical, but everything has an adjunct play that goes with it that's created to essentially create an explosive. So their whole running game, everything that they run has an adjunct play action that goes with it that creates explosive plays, and they probably do it better than anybody else with all the motions, all the shifts, all the eye candy that makes you get off your point and be on your heels as a defense.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. And be sure to check out more of the best clips from Speak For Yourself, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.